All right. Okay. 1 second. I'm just getting everything set up, guys, and then we plug that into my iPad because my iPad is half dead. So I'm just trying to charge it up. And this is definitely not the screen I want y'all to be looking at. So let me just minimize this right here. We're going to take a look at some Ableton. And then I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking with regards to this Yamaha interface, what I like. I'm going to tell you everything. And this is going to be the final video that I'm going to do on this particular device. In general, I don't think I'll spend any more time discussing it because I don't want to, partially. And I'll tell you my final decision. We're not going to really have too much audio. This is going to be more of talking than anything else. So just so you know, so anybody that comes in, what's up, hero? What it do? What it do? All right. So this will be a more of a discussion. I'm just pulling up the interface, the live here, though. I'm not going to be actually making music on this live. So just so you're aware of it, it's more of a discussion on my final thoughts. And I've been watching Crazy Rabbit's videos too. So if you haven't checked his videos out, definitely go check him out. He has a different feeling than I have, but there's some similarities. Yeah, he threw his across the room. He sure did. Let me put my headphones on so I can hear myself because I don't even hear myself right now. See, I don't even, it's no volume coming through, which is weird. What is this doing? All right, a little frustrated with that. Now, mine will share some vantage points at Crazy Rabbit. My thoughts. What's up, Ali Star? But there are some differences in the way we think, and a lot of that has to do with the use case that you have for a device, and also how much time are you willing to invest in the device. And speaking of investing in the device, I'm trying to get something going here where I can actually hear myself. There we go. So, and dang, this is loud. So let me turn my mic down so I'm not yelling at myself and you. Okay, so TED Talk is fine with me. Yeah. So the device, when I was looking into this device initially, I thought, okay, I don't care about a touch screen, but I do need four ends. I do want the ability to route having a dual USB C. What's up, Marcus? So that was an important factor for me getting it. Now I did kind of like Crazy Rabbit say, I thought that it was going to be smaller. It's definitely not. It is definitely a device that you will leave on a desktop. I don't think it's portable in the sense of traditional portable devices. I think it is portable. You can take it somewhere, but you'd have to be willing to take a backpack for sure. And it's not small by any means, okay, when it comes to that kind of stuff. So the only reason you see it on camera here is just because I wanted to um, just have it as a feature piece right here in the screen so that you could see it. Now, the sound, I think with different devices, you're going to get different issues. So, for instance, I did not like the way my little cheap fine, what do they call it, fine mic sounds in it. It didn't sound good. It wasn't as clear as it is now with just using the USB C. And I find it to be not useful for me in that essence. I do like running the synthesizers through it. I think the features is being able to um, have 70, I think it's 78 dB gain on it. It's quite nice. 1 second. All right, I got family in the house, so I was just trying to. Anyway, so I do like that. I think the biggest issues I have with it is how much am I willing to spend just to be able to send audio to and from devices. So what I mean by that is most of the time, about 75, well, I'm gonna say more than that. 80% of the time, I'm gonna say I'm making music, it's gonna be in Ableton. So I do use my these keyboards and things I have, but I mostly use them as controllers. I don't use them as synthesizers the way most people do as much, and I'm not performing anywhere. So, that said, I feel like personally the Yamaha URX44 is a bit overkill for me. And I don't think that the clarity is as bad. Like I saw Crazy Rabbit's video and he seemed to be having the most trouble. Like I don't have that trouble as far as the noise that he was getting. I'm not sure why he was getting that much noise. I didn't have any of that issues. It could be his unit is just a bad one. I don't know. I mean, that's very well possible as most of this stuff is cheaply made these days. They don't make things like they used to. But I have not had any issues with regards to that. It did let me pass the audio through to the iPad or the iPhone using the sub, which is perfectly fine. So that works well. There was no issues on that. You do have to route it, which takes a little time to get used to. But the cool thing is they let you save scenes. So you could route everything one time, save it, and then you have it every time you turn it on. One of the things I've been noticing that kind of drives me crazy about it though is the power situation. So weirdly, I have a SSD, which you guys can't see. Let me see if I can help you see it. Okay, you can kind of see my. Can you see? Let's see if I move it here. Are y'all able to see that where my hand is pointing back there? There's a USB-C hub that is also an SSD solid state drive built into it. Sorry, let me see if I can get this camera a little bit closer so that you guys can see what I mean. So that thing back there plugs into my MacBook, and my MacBook is powering it, but also powers the microphone that I'm running. And it's supposed to, in theory, based on this device, be able to easily power the URX44. But for some reason, using the same cable, it doesn't want to power it. It tells me every single time that I need to get a power source to the other USB-C on the device, which is like back over there. And currently, as you can see, I'm not running. Well, if you can see this power brick sitting right here, there's no light on. I'm not even running it, and it's still powered. But it's because I'm running the power through this thing over here, which seems to be powering it. So it doesn't make any sense to me why that's working. I have no clue. How can a USB hub that has zero power without being plugged into the computer still power this device and not be plugged in? I'm just floored of how it's working. So for me, it doesn't work well without the power brick. And if I have to have a power brick, then I might as well go ahead and get like a Scarlett 2i2 or whatever, which doesn't need a power brick. And then I could just plug in two pieces and record whatever I want. So now I'm starting to question, for all these years that I went without interface, do I really even need an interface? I'm not recording guitars through it. I'm not recording anything through it. I'm not even recording my vocals through it. So is it just a waste of money? Hero called it straight trash can for me. Yeah, I've been watching your videos, Crazy Rabbit, and I agree with you on a lot of areas that, you know, if you're not willing to gain stage and sit there and tweak it and move it around and figure out your setting, because your microphone and my microphone are probably two different things, right? If we plug them both in, we're going to have to change those settings to adjust according to that. And if you're not willing to work with that and use the auto gain setting and try to see if you can get it to a certain level, which it will, by the way, it does have an auto gain setting on this thing. So if you go over, I'm going to go into here, channel 3, 4. You see the one, if you can see it, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It says auto and safe. It says auto safe, safe auto. No, I'm just kidding. But it says auto and safe. So the safe is to keep it from clipping. The auto is an auto gain feature that it has that you can play anything into and it'll kind of set it for you. Did the blew out your window? That's hilarious. Sorry, I'm not. No, I'm with you, Crazy Way. I'm not an engineer either. Um, but I do say this, I find this interface easy to get and navigate around, and I never read a single thing in an instruction manual. I didn't even look at the manual, and it is really easy to use. So that part I find easy. But the only, like I said, the only issue I have is the power issue. And I'm gonna do it on screen because I don't think it really matters because I'm not even using the power at this moment. But watch. So if I touch that, it does nothing. I have to hold it to turn it off. Just fine. So I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to show you. Okay, so then if I touch it, it does nothing. See? Oh, but wait a minute. There it is. So you're sitting waiting and you don't know that it actually is on. So I was confused at that when I first got it. So then it's going to power on, and I'm going to unplug this battery here because I'm not using it. So we're going to wait for it to load up. So it loads up, right? Right now it's being powered by, again, I showed you guys the little bus. Now I'm going to turn it off. You see it didn't do that. So you got to hold it to turn it off. So I'm going to turn it off. The touchscreen works great, by the way. I have had no issues with that. I'm going to unplug it from this device and I'm going to literally plug it into the computer. Now, mind you, my computer stays plugged in. So it's continuous power running through it. So it should not have any issue powering a simple audio interface. So I'm going to press it once because obviously it just turns on from one press. Is it still in screen? Yeah, it's in screen. Pretty good. Could be better, but let me see if that puts it in view for you a little bit better. All right, so here it comes. Let's see if it stays on. Watch this. Watch it work. Oh, see, it didn't. So now, why is it that the computer, the same computer that's powering this other little device, can't power? And it's not because I have a bad port, because it works on everything else. So I don't know. And when I first tried it, it worked the first time, and then now it's not. So I'm kind of, that's the sketchy part for me, is the power portion of it. I don't, if I got to plug in a power solution every time, then I might as well just get a powered interface because there's no point in me dealing with this? So it's things like that that irritate me. And, I haven't had the noise issues that Crazy Rabbit had. I honestly have just not had those issues. And I wonder because if I remember right, he said he bought a unit that was like 350, like $50 cheaper. I guess it was like an open box. And that may be why it was an open box and somebody maybe returned it because it was issues. I don't know. Now I'm on the latest firmware. I'm sure Crazy Rabbit updated the firmware too, but that is pretty frustrating. And I don't want to be frustrated with a power issue. So for me, if I return, which more than likely probably will happen, it'll be because of the power issues. I do not want to fight that. I don't want to fight power issues. And here's the only benefit of having this thing is the ability to use the sub, two USB devices passing audio back and forth through them. Well, when I purchased this, like what, 6, 7 days ago, they didn't have this. Well, they hadn't dropped yet the beta version for Ableton with link audio. You got to get USB filters when that happens. USB filters? Can you explain what you mean by that, Ali? What, I don't know what a USB filter is. Cause are you speaking of a better cable or something? Is that what you mean? Hey, what's up, Chill and Connect? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. If you could give us a little more insight on what you mean, that'd be greatly appreciated. It was already updated to the latest firmware out of the box. So somebody got it, updated the firmware, or you got a demo model. USB noise. Oh, are you talking about Crazy Rabbit situation with the extra noise he was getting? A dongle you pass your USB through. Okay, let's look at it then, since that's what you said. We're gonna pull that up. We're gonna have to use Amazon, I reckon, because I don't know where else you get them. USB. Is this what you're talking about? Like a noise filter? Enlighten me. A dongle you pass your USB through. Well, this is a dongle. I'm shocked they don't make a cable with this already built on. So I'm assuming this is something for Crazy Rabbit because I didn't have any noise issues, just power issues where it's bus powered and it should power the device. Yeah, the type of thing. Okay. So this is for Crazy Rabbit for sure. Yeah, because I don't have any issues with noise. It's already boxed up and being sent back. Noise floor was just one of the many issues. See, I don't understand the noise floor. I heard it when you plugged in your device, but I didn't hear it on your I couldn't notice it. Maybe because once you hear it, you hear it. But I didn't notice it on your microphone thing. Yeah, I'm with you, Crazy Rabbit. I am not a fan of having to buy extra things for a device that costs $500. It should be working. There ain't no reason. Because the reality is they needed to beta test that and make sure that it functions properly before you send it out. Okay, I'm gonna read his video though. I'm gonna watch his video. Lupop, I think his name is Lupop, uh, and see what you're talking about. NPC one. Where was the? Hold on. Chill and Connect said, random question. Do you have any experience with Akai NPC one? I've used an Akai NPC one. I've used the Live one, the Live two, as well as the Key 37. If I'm you, Chill and Connect, unless you find a used one, I would say I mean, like if you find something used at a really good rate and you're trying to do, but let's say if you're trying to do more than just sample, like you want to actually use the instruments inside, I would aim for the MPC Live 3 personally, which I have tried and I do think it's a great buy if you're trying to use instruments with it. If you're just sampling, the regular MPCs are probably fine. And Ali Star is good with MPC. He knows that too. I'm not afraid. Okay, I read that. World needs a hero is the one plus similar. Yeah, Hero knows a little bit too. I think he has a live three. I'm new and more of a hobbyist when it comes to making music. Yeah, if you're just a hobbyist and you're just trying to do sampling, then yeah, the MPC one or one plus with the Bluetooth, I think would be just fine. And definitely find yourself a used one. If you're okay, if you want keys, I would say try to get a MPC, the MPC Key 37 if you can, because it's actually really good. It can act as a MIDI controller for you, plus you get the sampling, and I think it's a better buy. You can get them now for about 5, 6, 7, probably about 5 to 600 bucks used, maybe. Hero owns the guy; he can help. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and the One Plus, I would say go with the One Plus over the One. Obviously, the Bluetooth is probably worth having. The XL is the way to go if you got the money for it, for sure. Heck yeah. I would have one if I had the money, just extra money just to have. What do you mean similar? Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, Hero, we got a couple cats in here that know what they're talking about with regards to Akai. So anyway, back on this excuse me, this topic, this Yamaha. So I have no issues with it otherwise. I didn't have any issues with the noise part of it. So I can't speak on that, but I know Crazy Rabbit, watch his video, he definitely did. And so yeah. So my thing is it probably will go back just on the sheer basis of I can't I can't see what else I'm gonna use this for. I don't think I would ever record to it. And then when Ableton decided to do the link audio is what I was talking about, it kind of changed things for me because I was like, well, if they're adding link, I saw a quote from somebody, I guess, who was saying AUM is probably going to add the link audio to it. If they do that, then I can just pass audio back to Ableton back and forth through the iPad or even the iPhone without even needing an audio interface. And when it comes to recording in like the Osmos and all that kind of stuff, I'm never really going to record in those sounds unless I'm just, don't have a computer or something. I'm not going to travel with the Osmos. It's way too big. And I'm speaking just for myself on this portion, but the Arteria Astrolab 37 is the only thing that I'll probably use to record in something. And currently, I think a small interface would do me just fine. I personally wouldn't need a major interface to do that. I could just go with something with like a Scarlett, get something with four ends or whatever and be content. And it's probably be half the cost of what I paid for this Yamaha URX. So you got to save money when you can and where you can. Find something to use when you can and roll with those. Do you need external or need to buy sounds on this device? Um, you're talking about the MPCs. Yeah, so the MPCs you can just I mean, obviously they're made for sampling, so you can sample. You can buy the instruments the VSTs that they offer from Akai, but you can't use third party in the standalone machine. So you'll need to buy Akai's products that they offer or build your own with like key groups, which is a whole nother world. And some people sell key groups out there too. Like you can go to MPC stuff and different ones, and maybe it's not MPC stuff. It's one of those MPC websites where they sell third party plugins. So yeah. Otherwise, get some live instruments and that's how you rock. Yeah. So really, I think for me, I'm kind of with Crazy Rabbit on his thinking like if you don't unless you have a valid need for this device, I'm not going to say you should get it, I'm not gonna say you shouldn't. I'm not gonna say it's a bad device because I didn't have any troubles like that. But I will say the power issue is an issue for me. So mine probably will go back on the basis of that, and I'll probably just look at um, maybe just getting some type of Scarlet simple interface that I could use. I might even go with an older version of the Scarlet interfaces just because I really don't care. Like I don't need anything major. I was looking at the TX6, but that's just ridiculous amount of money for something that I'm again not gonna want. And I heard there's some line noise with that too from Near Tao. He talked about it. So I don't want to deal with that either. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna figure this all out sooner than later though, because that's kind of where I'm at. Oh, you got the Roland P6. Roland P6 is cool. It's a cool little box. If you can tolerate all the menu diving, it's not so bad. If you want something that's like the MPC is way top, in my opinion, a bigger tier than the Roland P6. It's going to take you to the next level. The SP404 is actually nice if you like the Roland P6. The SP404 has more features, but it is a little more button combos and menu diving, that's for sure. Yeah. TX6 better. It is not, yeah. $1,200, yeah, you not happening. I'm sorry, it's not happening for sure. Yeah, the TP7 is cool. You can get, I think, like three. You have three inputs. You know what I like about the TP7 is just the way it looks. That's really it. You buying that thing for looks, because I mean, there's so many tape emulators out there that you can get that can get you tape sounds. Yeah, I'm with you, Ali. You cannot get away from USB noise. It's just part of the problem. So yeah, a lot of people to get away from that type of noise will just grab I think I've heard though when you're not going USB-C bus powered that you actually get away from the noise. But I think if I'm not mistaken, Crazy Rabbit, did you use a power source with your Yamaha URX44? All USB powered interfaces have the same sound. So you think a Scarlett 2i2. Oh yeah, yeah, with the bus powered. Okay, yes. So if you're using a bus powered for sure. But I was about to say, I heard a lot of people say that if you plug into like an actual like a wall power brick or whatever, that you don't get that issue. So you still had it, Crazy Rabbit, when you plugged in. Okay. So that explains why. Yeah, you know what's funny about it though? Now that you mention it, when I first tried this device, this was before I did the update. There was some noise stuff, but I thought it was because of my Osmos or my Arturia Astrolab. There was a little noise. So when I turned it off, turned it back on, for some reason it was gone. It was not there anymore. And I haven't heard it since. But well, until you did your video and then I heard your device that you had, it was kind of noisy. But not the it depends. The dirty power is the problem and all power is dirty. So I run three Furman power regulators. I'm dirty. That's on me. That's hilarious. I am dirty. It's on me. My state is dirty. That is too funny. Okay, so a Furman powered regulator. I'm not going to say it's on here, but we're just going to look at it. Oops. Be good to spell, right? So is it a power conditioner? I'm assuming this is what you're talking about, type stuff. Power regulator. Let's try the word regulator. Okay, regulator, power conditioner. Good Lord, they're $800 just for that noise ain't that bad. Good gracious. Ain't no way I'm spending that to get a regulator. Regulators mount up. Did you record into the URX? If so, you can play. So can you play it back and hear it on the device? No, I did not record into it. If you're saying did I use the SD card, I did not. I only recorded through it into my I recorded into my iPhone and my iPad using Koala. And so who said I'm trying to make sure I keep up. The only thing preventing me to go ahead with the MPC One Plus is the price and the portability factor. Scenic High community wants something more portable still. So if you haven't checked out, is my camera still on? Yeah, it's still on. These bricks, I got a video on them, the IU bricks. These joints here, they are worth every single penny. You can ask anybody that's tried them. They can power keyboards, they can power, obviously, this device. You can power a ton of different things with them, computers. So they will power the MPC. I already know they do. So the Electron boxes, all of that. So you can get those if you want, and you can buy something like, I would show it to you. Let me, hold on, I got to remove this device to show it to you. Can you guys see this? This is a Bird Kid USB-C and this guy on the end, and it'll power the MPC. It'll power the MPC. Sorry, I had to lean over to show it to you in the camera. So this is what I use to power the Arturia Astrolab so that it makes it portable. I'm not about to plug in a wall adapter for that. So I can take that thing round wherever I want and then just plug it in, and it has headphones on the back or whatever, and you can listen. Yeah, Ali Star is right. There's no cheap portable machine that does it all. Yeah, well, you're right, but I mean, who portability is that's subjective to the user because a backpack to some people is portable, and for other people, they may only have something that fits in their pocket, and that's portable. The only portable machine, well, it's not a machine technically. Portable is like an iPhone or an iPad. So if you get an iPhone or an iPad, that's the most portable. If you want a device, I'd say the SP404 is portable. Um, it is definitely one that you got to work hard to like. I think Ali's hitting it right on when he says it's portable, but what a pain to use. It is a lot of work. And if you don't want to work just with audio, then you're definitely not going to enjoy the SP404. Because let's say if you don't want to work with Koala on an iPhone or on an iPad, then you're not going to enjoy the SP404. I guarantee you won't, because it's that kind of workflow with even more menu diving. Yeah, you need some type of computer. Well, you can use a phone to get samples from a phone. Most people have an iPhone on them that or smartphone of some sort that they can sample from the internet. So you can sample from anything just about. So the in my opinion, even with the iPhone, like if you plug it in because it has a mic built into it, you could actually voice in stuff too to the MPs, I mean to the SP404. So getting music and sound is not even an issue anymore because most of them you can record in from your iPhone that you have. And if you have an iPad, you can screen record, or an iPhone, you can screen record something and then just sample it in if you want. I'm sitting with Andy right now. He just texted me and had a walk. That's funny. Ali is texting Annie Mac as we speak. Oh my God. I have the Sonic Wear sample track. Okay, I didn't know you had that, Hero. That's cool. That little screen on there is small as all get out, though. See, my vision is not. I just can't do it. I'd rather just use an iPad at that point. But the iPad, if you need the buttons, I get it. I totally get it. If you need buttons, but Koala is your friend. If you don't mind using an iPad or an iPhone, I think Koala is the best option to me for getting a track out quick. And the beauty of it is Koala can export drum racks to Ableton. Koala can export Ableton Project, which puts it over here in session view. And then all you got to do is drag it to the timeline and finish your song. Koala is the best. And the dev is highly engaged in making it better. So he's really working on it all the time. I know because I'm on the beta. That's how I know. Um, but you need a computer to get your samples. We already talked about that. Yeah, everything is dependent on the individual. See, I didn't like the TOK or the KO2 stuff. I didn't care for it. I'm not saying it's not a good device. It is, but I didn't care for the workflow of it. But I think it's easier to use than the P6, that's for sure. It's definitely easier to use than the P6. The P6 is super challenging. I only like the P6 for the sound, for the sample rate degrading, but now I've switched to using Koala. In Koala, if you go to the main menu or whatever, you got the bit cooker. You can change the sample rate, whatever you want to change it to. Enter, then change the bit rate depth, 12 bit. Oops, not 2-bit. That's going to be really degraded. 12 bit, and then adjust the jitter and the mix, how much of the mix you want, and run it through your sounds through here and resample. You can run effects from here. Click resample. Or take a mic and record in and record and record and record and record. And using this on your phone or in your on your iPad or wherever, I mean, you can get your tracks done. And then if you want to, let's say you make a sequence or something. I'm not going to make a sequence. I'm just going to do it this way. But look at this. You can export, share, where is it? Current sample. Let's do current sample. And you can export that. You can, if you have like something in here, let's just put some random whatever's in here. And then you go export the sequence, current sequence, stems. And then you can get the stems and save them wherever you want. So, I mean, and then if you want to export something to Ableton Drum Rack or Ableton Live Set, you have those options. You can even export the sequence to MIDI if you want to use the MIDI. So, in my opinion, this is the best sampler if you're a new person learning. Use something like this. It's super easy on the iPad or on the iPhone. Create your song, screen record. You can export audio from a video using this. And if you want some color in the background or a different picture, you can do that. You can choose a background effect. So you got the all the visual stuff for yourself here, and you can make a cool track. I make a lot of my music starting there, and then I bring it over to Ableton and then finish it or build like with other instruments on top of it. Yeah, MPC is way more simple to use in my opinion. As far as machines go, if you want an actual machine, I think the MPC is the easier to learn. And especially if all you want to do is sample, I think sampling on MPC is just so much better. Except for Koala is probably the easiest and most affordable because you generally already have a phone. Maybe you have an iPad, works on Android too. So you can't go wrong with that. If they ever make a mini, I'm definitely in on that. That would be the one is the mini. This is even though I've been learning for 2 weeks now, don't like how big it is physically. Chill and connect, man. If you haven't tried it, go get Koala. I think for everything, the chopping and everything is like 15 bucks at the most. If you already got an iPhone or Android phone or an iPad, go get Koala, work in Koala until you get your skills where you want them to be, and then consider maybe moving into a machine. Yeah, Koala, I mean, Koala's the way to go. For the price, and if somebody's just a hobbyist and just having fun, Koala's the way to go. I wouldn't even say get a machine. I mean, the cool thing is if you're on a phone or on the iPad, you're touching these squares. I mean, you click a keyboard, pick a square. You want note repeat? I mean, it's all there. Turn the velocity on. I mean, that's so easy. Drop a one shot sample in, turn the piano, click on it, go to the keyboard. You can play it on screen, right? Or hook a little small controller up, a little 40, $50 pads that you can get from Amazon, right? Let me show you. 16 pad MIDI controller. Look at this one. 39.99 Donner. Or if you want to get the Kai MPD 218, or this M-Wave is actually pretty good because it's Bluetooth. So you can Bluetooth right into your phone. This one's really good. Um, if you want more like stuff to do, this is the one I would go with if you really want more features. Go with the Sonado if you can afford the 135. You get a carrying case, everything you need right there. And it's Bluetooth, if I'm not mistaken, is Bluetooth and a rechargeable battery built into it. So you got a little screen adjust. There's your faders, your mutes. Works great with Koala. Obviously, that black is kind of nice, but this is the better version of it. Everything's MIDI mappable in Koala for the most part. Just go with that and work and use that. When you're on the go and you can't take your controller, then just use the screen. Save yourself some money and a headache and learn through that method. And it's a lot simpler than trying to kill yourself to go get an MPC. You know what I'm saying? If you can't afford it, it's like expensive. Even me, it's like, gosh, MPC, spending $600-700 for an MPC. You better be committed to that thing. It's just expensive. So I don't know. Just consider just my little 2 cents on it. I mean, you can obviously get whatever you want, but the Invave is really cool for the price. If it's like a third of the price of the one I just showed you, and you got your pads. if you don't need all those extra faders, you can use the phone for everything else and do it and get to go to town on that thing. There's other ones out there. I'm just showing you the ones that I've heard that are really good from people that I know that have them. Is the M-Wave here and pretty much that Sanudo or Sinudo. This one's kind of cool. It looks plain Jane. I'm not sure though how good it is, but I mean for what it's worth. You got your 8 knobs, so you can use that with Koala and actually do the effects. So if you go to perform, here's your effects. As soon as I click out of this, let's just put something in there. Let's put some rando stuff. Yeah, put a hold if you want to hold them. And you can resample. So like if you like that loop, click resample with the effects, and there it is. Well, it's not playing right now, but because I don't have anything hooked to that. But whatever. Then you get the point. That's how it works. Really simple. Screen record a video, that import the video. This is the Mac version and it doesn't have some of the features. I think it's getting updated or whatever, but um when you're on the iPad or Android or the iPhone, it works great. Um there's nothing wrong with the P6. It's just really challenging to use because it's but if you feel like you got it in a week, why not continue to use it? Um Etsy has a GPC for $99. Yeah. P6 P6 sound was cool, but I didn't want to deal with that workflow. It just was like, nope. It is a personal preference. Chill and connect. Everything we're talking is a personal preference for sure. Look at this. They even got a transport bar on the side. That's crazy. But anyway, yeah, it's all personal preference. Music is like that. P6 was like trying to shower in the refrigerator. Yeah, get what works for you. I agree. If you're feeling the P6 rocket for sure. Hey, if I'm you, chilling, connect, I'm using this P6 and maybe using Koala and just do both of those together. You get the time stretch in Koala. Um, you can use that with the P6 and you're solid. You can sample into it, out of it, bring it back, chop it up, whatever you want to do. And now Koala has the chopper feature, which is really good. I mean, being able to just go in, throw it in chopper, hit random. I'm just gonna pick a random or less than the chops if you don't want that many. I mean, that's as simple as it gets. You don't like it, then that's cool. Then go convert it back to sample and it just stays non-destructive chopping, so it's fine. Um, yeah, 10 megs of memory. That battery in that P6 be draining quick too. It is a helper. I agree. I'm with you, Allie. And you got two, and I've had two different I've had the thing twice now. And every time I get it, I feel like the only reason I got it was because it's just cool sound. And then what I learned was if I just go into here and throw the bit cooker over it, the sound that I'm degrading into, so if I want to go like 11 hertz, or not 11 hertz, 44 1. If I want to go 11-bit or whatever, I could just go 11-bit. If I want to do 8-bit, just punch in 8. 24 is on there too, but I'm gonna go. Let's go 11. The idea of using this, I think it was 11 point something point two. 11.2. There we go. Close enough. And just run the sample. It's gonna degrade the sample. Everything passes through the main. You can set up on buses here and change the bus. I mean, Koala is the truth, man. And if I could get rid of everything I have, I don't care, keyboards and all, I would just use Koala. That's how good it is. You can record in instruments and create your own loops or sample or whatever you want to do. I mean, it's honestly the best solution for 15 bucks. You can't beat it. And then buy yourself a little controller for less than 100 bucks. You could have a dope controller and just, this one has Bluetooth also. I don't care for the knobs on the side like that, but I mean, you get used to whatever it is. You got your pad banks, you got a transport bar, you got a note repeat button and a shift. It's probably solid for like 67 bucks, not that big of a deal. But if I was going to get one and really get one, then this would be the one I would aim for. Just because I know there's been a ton of people tried it and they all have given it high credit and high praise. So, anyway, and plus, look at how it has the ABCD bank on it. You can see that. Well, that's perfect for the Koala because Koala has A, B, C, D. Your mutes and solos are right there. You MIDI map everything. You go into here, just go settings, MIDI. Mine is set up on channel 10, but if you click here, you can set whatever channel you want. And you can use MIDI mapping and map anything with the green. So you can map all these knobs to whatever you have. Go to banks, hit done when you're done, and there you go. Super simple. Nice. So could this be? I have to read back before I look down. Koala. Ableton Link with audio is going to be game changer. And it's going to be such a game changer that there are going to be a lot of the iPad stuff is going to be using that, which means that you're going to be able to just record your audio straight into Ableton if you're using Ableton. If you're not using Ableton, then oh well. But I'm sure I mean, even Logic has added Link to it. So they probably will have it in Logic, I imagine. But of course, I'm always going to rock with Ableton. That's me. As long as they rock with me, I'm rocking with them. And it works on the network, yeah. So as long as you're on the same network, you should have no issues. Currently, it's only for the, yeah, you're right, Hero. It's only for the move, push three, and note, but it's going to work for other stuff, I guarantee. Ableton's solid. And you can use Note obviously in the iPad or the iPhone. So if you're basically you'll have access to it. Personally, me though, I'm looking forward to seeing it being on other devices. The Move does interest me more, but I wish they had more than 4 tracks. I still think, and I know people have shortcuts and all that workaround, but that's the only downside I see. Yeah, it works on Note, Crazy Rabbit, and iPad will definitely eventually get it. I already saw talks for Ableton. I mean, not for Ableton, AUM. And once AUM has it, that means that you'll be able to pass any app that you have through it because AUM will be your host, right? So if you know AUM, then you should be good. I wouldn't sweat it. Only Ableton related device right now. Yeah. Still in beta. Node is iOS. Node is Ableton though. That's what he's saying. Because Node is Ableton. That's Ableton's note, right? Ableton Move, Ableton Push 3. Those are Ableton products. I don't know about that, Hero, because Link is already in so many devices. It's in the MPC already. It's already in AUM now, Link. Not Link Audio, but those links are there. So, I mean, you think about how many devices will probably have it. I'm hoping that Arturia gets it into the Astrolab. That would be crazy. You know, if the Astrolab got how many sales they would get already if they put that in there? Because it has Bluetooth already. So if they added in some kind of way, I don't know if they could do that, if they would have to redo it because I don't know if it has Wi-Fi actually in it. I'm tripping because I had to use the Wi-Fi to use the app. So yeah. So even the Astrolab has the ability then technically to be on a network and be able to pass the audio. So I think once they drop it officially, you might start seeing some, different companies start adding it to their devices. Yeah, I'm looking at the move myself. If I can get the move for maybe 350-ish, then I might move on it. But I'm not like desperately wanting it. But it is something that I'm thinking about just because I love Ableton and I enjoy using it that much. But yeah, Ableton product on the Apple platform, absolutely. Yeah, Ableton's note is definitely on there. Can you imagine if they ever brought Ableton, the actual software, over to an iPad? Oh man. Because Apple has a version of Time Stretch, but I don't think it's as good as like obviously the Ableton warping is, but that would be crazy. What's up, DJ Emo? Good to see you. So many options. This is something that I definitely was intrigued by. However, the price, if it was like 99, I think it'd be like spot on. They want 170. It looks like it's 20% off right now, which is good. But I kind of personally, I don't know. So we'll see. Maybe I'll consider it. I like the keyboard I have. I technically could hook a MIDI to the back of the keyboard and be just fine. Because I don't really, I use Koala in the phone anyway, or phone and sometimes on the iPad. A giant crazy rabbit wants to throw hands, you run. Let's take this outside. Yeah. Yeah, we don't mess with crazy rabbits. Well, we befriend crazy rabbits, but we don't mess with them otherwise. But yeah, shout out Crazy Rabbit who I know a lot of people don't say that, but I appreciate you doing the videos on the Yamaha URX44 and giving your side because you kind of bring a different angle to it and that's kind of cool to hear different opinions. Well, I think we're probably two of the only people that I've seen that actually took the plunge and did something for it that isn't like a paid sponsor because most of the time it's just paid sponsors that's doing that. Now this is one I haven't really paid attention to. If you're looking for a controller, it's not. It almost kind of resembles the old MPC with the little rings. See the colors? It doesn't look terrible. The screen is right here, kind of lower. They got a couple faders and some different things going on here. I would have to look into it more to find out if it's worthy. But and a lot of times, it's the pads part of it that you got to figure out. But anyway, this is an option for those that like the look, I guess. If you're just looking for a controller. So yeah. Hey man, we're all learning from each other. That's the way it works. Strengthen one another when it comes to knowledge because everybody's trying to figure out, what's the best for themselves. And so all we can do is put out some little feelers and ideas for people to use. All right, let's get off of that. Minimize that. So What is my decision? Well, I think my decision will probably be to not keep the URX 44 just because one, the price doesn't match my usage, and two, I don't like the way the power works. So that's going to be an issue for me down the road. I know for a fact that's going to be an issue. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Geez, that's a bear. Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks, Hero. Yeah, I think we both want similar things from it, but we were both in agreement that for the price, it needs to be top. It needs to be really good because it really does cost a lot of money for it to be not spot on, you know? And that's what we do. You had your eye on the APC 40, okay. I thought I wanted something like that, but never really put any time into looking into it. Is the daddy in my humble opinion. It's funny. Yeah, the APC, let's take a peek at that one. I hadn't looked at that in a while, to be honest with you. Sweetwater. I don't know why I gravitate to go there. APC 40, 350 for a controller. So I guess the primary function of this is to, and again, I haven't really spent that much time into investing in it. Oh, this is the two. You said there's a three? I haven't seen anything with three, but the two is pretty much just a controller for stopping and starting triggers, if I'm not mistaken, of your tracks for the session view. So basically, you're working in this view here, and you're using this to control the track scenes. That's great, in my opinion, for performing. I could see that very useful to perform with. Not bad. What's the IO look like? So it's got the USB. Is that a foot switch? Oh, sustain. Hmm. It's got a power button. That's cool. You know what could make this better for this price is if they put a battery in this thing, like a rechargeable battery with Bluetooth for that price. I think that would be kind of nice. We're window shopping right now. Crazy Rabbit, you got everything. You got all the carrots, huh? Nice. Sitting in the closet. He's like, you bought an Ableton. Well, I guess you could use it for other stuff. You bought an APC 40 for Ableton. And do you use Ableton, Crazy Rabbit? Or do you use something else? Or you don't even use DAWs, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think I remember you saying you don't use DAWs. DAWs. I don't use Ableton in the traditional way that people do, which is here. They use it for live looping. I'm here because I'm just trying to build songs. But oh, okay, you use it with Loopy Pro. I could understand that. Respect. Yeah, Loopy Pro for sure. I didn't even think about that using it for Loopy Pro. Does it automatically connect to Loopy Pro? Like, I mean, you don't have to do a bunch of mapping. It just is it plug and play like that or not really? Because I always think most people would gravitate towards getting a launch pad. I'll tell you my gripes about a launch pad, but which is actually what about $30 or so more. Keylab MK3 enabled to control Omnisphere with its hardware integration controls. Use my hands off the mouse. I mean, this right here, the launch key, I mean launch pad rather. If you're cool with pads, are amazing for Ableton. My favorite still will be the launch key. If you I can't spell. No, still can't spell. Why is it? Why am I struggling to spell one word? 49 or 37, either way. They make it in white now, which is kind of cool. I got to confirm I'm not a bot. Interesting. Never seen that before. Do bots actually go on sites like this? Is weird. Anyway, this is my favorite. I mean, you get the principal points of the launching here. You got drum pads, keys, faders, wheels, and best of all, the transport. So all of this, the metronome on and off, the quantize, the quick capture MIDI, it's all in there. Plus, you get the scale lock if you want to use for chords and stuff like that. You can build your own chords. It's like the whole power right there is if you want the keyboard that does everything. This is still to me MIDI controller. I will never go elsewhere except for the Osmos, which is a different beast. But if you want just a simple controller, I think this is hard to beat. It really is. And of course, they make them portably friendly too for all those wabbits that love them. Launch key 37. So you have the 37 mini and then the 37 regular. You lose the faders, but I don't care for the key action on this particular one, but I don't mind on the 37. But if you need something smaller, this is definitely super portable. And I don't like the fact that they have touch strips. I'm not a touch strip person. But you lose some of the control when you go with this little one. But for portability, this thing is crazy. As long as you can tolerate the mini keys. But I do like the 37. If you don't need those faders, this one's the one. And you still get the MIDI capture, the undo, redo, metronome, etc. Then you don't have to touch the mouse. Hardly at all. You don't even need a secondary for this. So this is probably kind of cool. So yeah, if I had to go to get a different keyboard other than the Osmos, that'd be the direction I'd head personally. Cool. It's on the computer collecting dust. The step up from a light. Okay. Yes, it maps right to Loopy Pro. Plug and play. Oh, that's really nice. Now that might be something. If I was trying to do looping, then I'd be like, yeah, I'm looking at. You got all the carrots. Yep. Soggy carrots. I would own that launch key if it had aftertouch on the keys. I'm with you on that, Hero. That's the one feature I think that they could have brought to that version. Maybe we'll see it on the next version though. So that's the what is that? The MK4 now we're on. So maybe the 5 will have aftertouch. I know you're a big aftertouch guy. And I love it too. I mean, on the Osmos, you get the aftertouch, the MPE, all of those trimmings, which is why I even have it. I wouldn't have got it otherwise. It's basically like having a push 3 with keys. So I love that. Um IK Pro Advanced 25 keyboard comes with VIP. Okay. Years ago from the template. Okay. It has Ableton script, but it never worked correctly. So it never got the red box. Yeah, those are all, I mean, you can get around using just about any of these keyboards nowadays, but it just depends on what you need. I personally, because I am primarily Ableton, that's my main thing. I pretty much know I enjoy that keyboard the most just because of all the features. And I don't like having to have too many keyboards. I already got enough keyboards now as is with this Astrolab 37, which I will be using and have been loading in my presets in there, but I need to figure out what I'm going to record with if I use it. And that's the reason why I was looking into this thinking interface. No, I'm just kidding. Into this this interface was that reason. Did this thing freeze? Oh no, you can see my hand. Okay, weird. I thought it froze. Did the stream freeze? I think it might have. Well, I'm still here. I don't know what's going on. It didn't freeze on my, or it doesn't show it's frozen, but okay. Oh, there we go. Now it's just, it's delayed, I guess, a lot because I'm watching it on the iPad too. Cool. So, any questions or thoughts on this URX44? I know Rabbit did his covering of it, but if you guys got any questions before I say goodbye, let me know, and I'll be glad to answer it. Cool, cool. Well, I appreciate everybody. I think I'm gonna head out. It was fun getting together, kicking it, laughing, joking, sharing ideas and thoughts. We'll do it again shortly. Probably Monday because Sunday I'd usually take a break and don't do much of nothing. Um, but you may never know. I might actually get on. I'll keep it in my memory bank to try to see if I can. And yeah, we'll go from there. Can't believe I have a goal of 10 super chats. Hmm. I've never got a super chat ever, but I don't even ask for that because I never even think about it. But anyway, that's pretty cool. Yes, I enjoyed it too, Crazy Rabbit. Thank you, everybody. Hero, DJ Emo, Crazy Rabbit, Ali Star for stopping in. Appreciate you. Think Marcus might have stopped in earlier. Chill and connect. Glad to see you getting started making music. That's cool. Please don't forget to let us know how everything goes and what decisions you make. That's pretty cool. We just want to support you and follow it, your journey too. Um, yeah, thanks again for the stream. Thank you too. And I'll see you guys on the next video. All right. Have a good day.